So what happens to demand in the rest of the year is really going to be what's driving oil prices. And now we've come off the summer driving season in the U.S., and we're expecting that demand to taper off a little bit. And of course, we are seeing an uptick in infections of COVID-19 in many parts of the world, including here in Europe and in the Middle East, and that is a concern.
Martin, it's interesting because Platts is saying, okay, 2021, we're going to see some kind of demand normalization, but Bank of America was out with a really bearish note last week. They say it's going to take 3 years for the oil market to recover, and peak oil is just a decade away. Why is Platts more optimistic than B of A here?
Well, we see that by the end of 2021, we're still going to see oil demand below where we were in 2019. So the comeback is still underway. And you have to remember that until the pandemic, oil demand was still growing year on year. And although 2019 was not a particularly strong year for oil demand growth, the previous years had been really strong oil demand growth years. So the environment has changed fairly significantly.
Absolutely, and when you look at the OPEC Plus strategy here, you're right. They have been really effective with these historic production cuts, taking excess barrels of oil off the market. But in recent months, the strategy has been to normalize supply. So they've been adding barrels into this oversupplied market with a weak demand environment. And as you pointed out, still a lot of uncertainty about the virus. So does OPEC have to change course here?
Well, I think they've got to continue to monitor, right? I mean, oil stock levels are gradually declining, but they're still well above the pre-COVID levels, and we're expecting them to remain well above the pre-COVID levels into 2021. So OPEC Plus have got a delicate maneuvering act here, and it really is all about the demand. If the demand doesn't come back, how long is OPEC Plus going to be able to sustain cohesion to keep supply under control when prices are hovering around $40 a barrel? And although we think prices can go up in 2021 modestly, if demand growth keeps coming back, it's by no means an assured route. So in that environment, that cohesion among OPEC Plus is going to come under strain because, as we know, there are a number of countries, Russia being one, you mentioned Russia, Saudi, which are really dependent on the oil prices and their oil revenues. So the longer this goes on, the more under pressure they're going to come.